Hey guys, what's going on? I'm here once again. I was asked by a fellow YouTuber recently by the name of X2X2B to do a collection video on my PS3 games. And of course I said yes, because I don't really get that many requests that often to do things like this, show off stuff, which I thought was pretty cool. And the guy, he's a nice guy, so I figured I'd do it for him. But one thing I have to ask is, why would you ask to see my PS3 collection? This is arguably my weakest collection of games, I think, out of every single system I have, is this system. I even think my Dreamcast collection is better, my PS1 collection is better, even my Saturn collection, which barely has anything, has better games than what's in this stack. I don't really play my PS3 much just because, in terms of multiplats, not that I'm a fanboy or anything, I try to look at, if I'm looking at like buying a multiplat, versus 360 versus PS3, I look and I do a little bit of research, see how each game looks graphically, look around on forums and stuff, see how the two versions stack up, and I will base my purchase on what the overwhelming majority says. And most of the time it is Xbox 360. I just think that's because developers are designing games on DVD systems, and when you bring it over to Blu-ray, it kind of gets messed up somewhere in the process. But anyway, let's get down. I have my PS3 game, and I have my Blu-ray movies. I figured I'd show off my Blu-ray movies because that's also what I use my PS3 for, is Blu-ray. And then also I am going to cut, and then I will show you some downloadable games I have, because I have some pretty cool downloadable games. I bought some on the Japanese PSN store. I bought some games, have a few games there, so I figured I'd show those off. So without further ado, let's get down to this little stack. Okay. First, I bought 28 Days Later. Very good movie, especially if you're into horror, zombie movies. Zombie movies recently just have not been that good. 28 Days Later is an exception. Definitely pick this up. I have not watched it yet, but I've seen it multiple times. I picked it up on Blu-ray, and I've just been waiting for a chance to watch it. I also have a Clockwork Orange, which is a great movie. An even better book. It's the kind of movie where you need to, appreciate, older things, because they talk in old, broken British slang, and it's a very graphic movie, I say, and it's a very interesting movie to think about how the main character develops throughout the movie and how his mind thinks, because it's pretty interesting. So pick that up if it sounds interesting to you. Of course, you gotta have Akira on motherfucking Blue Rizzle. This is one of the best anime movies of all time. It's trippy, it's intense, it's excellently animated. Voiceovers for both sides are just as good. Can't say enough about this. You gotta watch that if you haven't seen it. Of course, you gotta have Bruce Lee Enter the Dragon. This was his mainstream American debut. He was before that he had been doing Japanese roles and smaller things, but this is him on the big screen for the first time. So great movie, awesome if you're into martial arts and stuff like that. Also have another movie based on a book, No Country for Old Men. No Country for Old Men is a fantastic movie. The characters are interesting, the story is thrilling, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. You're trying to figure out who's going to get to the money first. And it's just worth watching, I think. In the book, honestly, I zipped through that book. It was like 300-page book. I finished it in less than a week. So, and for someone who really doesn't read too many books that much, because I'm kind of picky with books. Not that I don't like to read. I love reading. It's just when I find a book, it has to be along the lines of something. I really don't like things that are like romance or science fiction too much. But that is definitely worth picking up the book for. Also have The Office Season 5. The Office, I was a big fan, and I'm still a big fan of the earlier seasons, but lately the show has kind of been slacking. Season 5, I think, is the last good season. If you're looking for laughs, man, watch this, watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, and watch Seinfeld. Really good. I have the most recent movie in my stack is Shutter Island. I bought this. I was watching it at my friend's house, didn't get to finish it, and I was like, I have to see how this movie ends. Leonardo DiCaprio has been on a roll, man, with Inception, Shutter Island. He is a fantastic actor, I think, especially, and I really never thought of him as being such a multi-talented, diverse actor. But he really is, man, and this movie grips you and doesn't let go until the credits roll. And, of course, you gotta have Street Fighter, man. I picked this up. This price isn't but I picked it up for like $10, I think, and I bought it at Best Buy. And I just picked it up. I haven't sat down and watched it yet because I feel like I have to do that with like friends, so I can just absolutely rip on the movie the whole time. It's not really a movie I'd watch by myself because it's really not that good of a movie. Jean-Claude Van Damme, always a good choice. All right, the final Blu-ray I have is Whatever Works. It is what's his name? Woody Allen. Woody Allen directed this. Larry David, who is also in Curb Your Enthusiasm and wrote Seinfeld, is in this, so of course that's why I picked it up. I thought it was funny, especially for a romantic comedy. I'm not really that big into romantic comedies, so this one actually was a mold breaker for me. I enjoyed it. I've watched it a few times. I saw it when it was in theaters, and it was on a limited release, so I drove a little bit to see it, and I thought it was worth it. It's funny if it's your kind of thing. If you like Woody Allen, pick this up. It's a Woody, once you've seen a Woody Allen movie, you kind of know how they roll.